This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to self-draft a t-shirt pattern to be able to make this adorable patchwork t-shirt. This project is perfect if you have some remaining stretchy jersey type fabrics left over from past projects and you don't have enough to complete one full garment. I had a heap of scrap pieces lying around and I decided to put them all together to make this really fun t-shirt, which is just something a little bit different to the ordinary t-shirt. So without further ado, let's get into it and let me show you how to make a t-shirt just like this one. For this project, you will need a t-shirt, preferably your favorite t-shirt that you love the fit of. You'll need some stretch cotton jersey fabric scraps, and you will also need a sewing machine or an overlocker with stretch stitching capabilities. Firstly, let me show you how to easily draft a pattern from any t-shirt. To make the t-shirt, we're going to need a front, a back, and 2 sleeve template pieces. Take some paper, some newspaper or leftover wrapping paper works perfectly for this, and cut a bit that's slightly larger than your t-shirt. Next, fold your t-shirt in half so that all the seams match up and line up as perfectly as possible. Then place the folded edge of the t-shirt along the edge of the paper and fold the sleeves in so they're out of the way. Using the t-shirt as a guide, we're going to mark out the shapes of the front part of the t-shirt directly onto the paper. Fold any excess fabric out of the way so that you're able to draw out the exact shape of the t-shirt front. Once you've drawn out the shape, add about 1 centimeter or ½ inch extra for seam allowance. I've decided to make my template a little bit shorter than the original t-shirt for a more cropped look. And your front template is now complete. Then repeat this whole process for the back. Making the sleeve template is a little bit trickier. Start by laying the sleeve out flat onto your paper, making sure the shoulder point of the sleeve is at the center. Then I just found it best to place your finger onto the sleeve seam and then fold the sleeve itself back to be able to mark out the shape of the sleeve directly onto the paper easily. I then flipped the sleeve so that the underarm seam was now at the center and then marked out the remaining sleeve shape. I then marked where the center of the sleeve is, which is basically where the shoulder point is, and I drew a line directly at this point, so instead of drafting out the whole sleeve shape, I can now just cut it out on the fold of the fabric. To figure out the neckband template, find the seam of the neckband on the original t-shirt, and then fold the neckband in half at this seam. Then measure the folded neckband. Then you're also going to need to measure how wide you want your neckband to be. I'm going to be making mine slightly wider than the neckband on the original t-shirt. Then use these measurements to draw up a rectangle that will make up the neckband, remembering that the neckband template will also be placed on the fold of the fabric when cut. And you now have all the pieces you need to make up your t-shirt. Now simply cut all the pieces out, remembering to cut them out on the fold of your fabric, and use as many different fabric scraps as you can, as this will give the finished t-shirt a really cute patchwork look. Or you could just alternatively use one fabric in one colour, that is totally fine too. And now it's time to actually start making this t-shirt. But before we do that, let's just take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of this video. This video has been very kindly sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Whether you want to start making and selling your own products, create a beautiful portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, you can design and make your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You can pick from a range of different templates. They are all just as beautiful as the next, and then you can change up the template as much or as little as you like. You can change everything from the overall layout of the website to all the fun things like the fonts and colors with just a few clicks. No background or knowledge needed in coding whatsoever. I've been using Squarespace for my own website since 2016, and as someone who runs an e-commerce shop, I cannot recommend Squarespace enough. They make every element of having an online shop so unbelievably easy. Everything from being able to duplicate past listings, so if you've got a product coming out that's similar, you don't have to recreate the whole listing. You can just duplicate one similar and then change it up to suit the new product. They also allow you to sell products digitally and physically, which is perfect for me because I do both. And when you've actually packaged up your physical orders and shipped them off, they automatically make it so you can send tracking numbers and shipping details to your customer directly. It's all integrated perfectly and just makes life so easy and stress-free. So if you'd like to create a website of your own, then I totally recommend you head to squarespace.com and take advantage of their free trial so you can test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/Rosery Apparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the tutorial. So now let me show you how to make this t-shirt. To make up my t-shirt, I'm going to be using the stretch stitch of my overlocker, which basically means setting the differential feed of the overlocker to in between 0.7 and 1. But alternatively, you could use a stretch stitch on your sewing machine instead. Using an overlocker means the raw edges will be finished nicely at the same time as stitching, but you can get a very similar finish using the zigzag stitch of your sewing machine. Start by taking the front and back pieces and with right sides together, stitch them together along the shoulders like this. Next, and again with right sides together, pin and stitch the sleeve piece to the t-shirt along the armhole edge like this. Then do the same for the other sleeve. And very quickly your t-shirt will start to come together and should look a little something like this. Next, flip the t-shirt over so that the right sides are together and stitch the sides together starting at the underarm like this. And now it's time to make the neckband. Take the neckband piece and with right sides together, fold it in half and stitch it together to create a loop like this. Then with wrong sides together, fold and press the loop in half the other way so that the raw edges line up together. Next, place a pin at each quarter point along the neckband. Then do the same for the neck edge of the t-shirt. Mark each quarter point with a pin. Doing this will make it a whole lot easier to attach the neckband. In order to attach the neckband evenly along the neck edge of the t-shirt, we're going to match up the pins together at each quarter point. Turn the t-shirt wrong side out, and then match the two raw edges of the neckband along the right side of the t-shirt neck edge, pinning the neckband in place at those quarter points. Then stitch the neckband to the t-shirt, stretching out the neckband slightly as you stitch so it attaches evenly onto the t-shirt neck edge. And the neckband should now be nicely attached to the t-shirt like this. Next, overlock or zigzag stitch the raw edges of the bottom edge of the t-shirt and the sleeves. And then fold and press the overlocked edges in by about 1 centimeter or half an inch and pin them in place. To stitch these folded edges in place, I find it best to use the twin needle of your sewing machine. Your sewing machine should come with a twin needle that looks like this, which once set up into your sewing machine can stitch 2 threads at once. Simply place your second thread onto your bobbin winder like this and thread the 2 different threads into your sewing machine as you normally would. Then start stitching the pressed folded edges in place, making sure to stitch with the right sides of the fabric facing up, as the top side of the stitching is a lot neater than the underside when it comes to using the twin needle. It basically works exactly like normal stitching, except 2 threads are being stitched at once, which kind of stitches the bobbin thread underneath into a zigzag. And now your t-shirt is pretty much complete. I just think it could look really cute with a patch pocket on the front, so let me quickly show you how to add one of those. Start by cutting out a rectangle from your scrap fabric that measures 11 by 13 centimeters or 4.5 by 5 1/4 inches. Then fold this rectangle in half lengthways and snip a small triangle along the bottom edge like this, which once unfolded now looks like this. Fold in the top edge by about 1 centimeter or half an inch twice. And then stitch this folded edge in place, again preferably using the twin needle of your machine. Next, overlock or zigzag stitch the remaining raw edges. Then fold and press these edges in by about 1 centimeter or half an inch and pin the folded edges in place. Place the pocket onto the front of the t-shirt and figure out exactly where you'd like the pocket to be positioned. Once you've figured out where you'd like your pocket to be, remove the pins from the folded edges and then pin the pocket in place. Then stitch the pocket in place, leaving the top edge unstitched like this. And you should now have a cute patch pocket that looks like this. So how does this finished patchwork t-shirt look? So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do have a go at making a t-shirt just like this one for yourself, then I would love to see it. So please tag me at Rosery Apparel when you share your photos on Instagram so I can see them. And if you did enjoy this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you could give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more sewing type videos like this one. Have a lovely day and thanks for watching.